Morning, everybody. It's Mal. I hope everybody is having a great week. I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. We have a very temperate climate. It doesn't usually get really hot in the summer, and it doesn't usually get really cold in the winter. And right now, we are in the middle of a heat wave. So, it is super hot, and I have, with my MS, the heat doesn't do well with my legs. So I've been literally sitting in front of my air conditioner because it's too hot to do anything right now. But I'm going to do this really quick because I had to shut my AC off so you could actually hear me, because I ended up breaking down and buying a little window one for my craft room so I could actually sit in here. So I just wanted to come on here and post a couple layouts that I did, or show a couple layouts that I did. First one is of my niece Michaela, and she is beautiful. I don't even have another word to describe her. And my husband said, look at when she's 14, because at 9 and 10, she's a knockout. So God knows what she's going to look like as a teenager. So I die cut. No, actually, I was at a friend's place. We were cropping one Monday at her camper, and we have she has the little baby cricket instead of the big one. She has both, but she takes the little one when she goes camping. And so it wouldn't do big shapes. So what I did was I collect some of the pattern papers you can get that are funny shapes, and when they go on clearance or whatever, I buy them and I use them as templates. So I traced this scallop circle and cut it out, and I inked it with Brilliance chocolate brown ink. Then I realized that I didn't have a circle, so I took a plate that she had at her camper, and I traced the butterfly one. This line actually is Beautiful Life. Beautiful Life, I think is what it's called. It's one of the new lines right now, and I absolutely love the colors. So I inked that, and then I used her cricket, and sorry, I just knocked something over. This is hard to do. Sorry, there. To do a double. I don't do a lot of double layouts. So I titled it Future Heartbreaker. And I cut that out with my Art Philosophy cartridge. One of my favorite. Actually, that's probably my favorite cartridge that I own. And then I took my Stampin' Up! Punch that punches out the 3 hearts. And then this is a Martha Stewart one. And this is a Stampin' Up! Heart. And I punched a ton of hearts, and I inked them all. And I just added them sporadically through the layout. And I just cut. I had a ton of pictures of Michaela, so I just cut them at various sizes, matted them, and this is my brother with her. And then my friend Catherine gave us some flowers, and this is an old Stampin' Up! Collection. So I added 3 flowers, and I added this one here to it. Some blocks that I just corner rounded and inked, and I finished it off by taking the scraps from this line, this piece of paper, and cutting out some of the butterflies. There and there. And I inked those. So that's my first one. My second layout is from the I Heart Summer line from Simple Stories. I love this line too. I've become a paper lover, so I love a lot of paper. And I actually used the Heidi Swap mask, the spray mask, and I traced and cut the paper out, so it was like a sunburst. And I used this background is a piece of the paper. I'll show you the back. See, and then I just left the bottom part that shows all the hearts. And I had punched a circle out of this navy blue paper, cardstock, and I didn't realize it, and it was the only piece of navy I brought. So what I did was I left it and actually used little alphas that my friend gave me. Kim. Hi, Kim. It says On This Day. And I used, this is a Bow Bunny paper doily, a big one, and I just inked it up, put it down. And then I took, this is one of the This line is really set up for Project Life as well. So one of the pages is 2 pieces of 6x12, 2 patterns of 6x12 on one. So this is one of them, and I cut it down, matted the photo. This is on our wedding day. This is Jim and his mom. His mom is leaning down, giving a kiss on his head. And then this was the bottom of the paper, and I just cut it and popped it up. And then I just added a couple of flowers from my stash. They're all from Recollections that I got on clearance. So there's that one. This is super simple. We got married at the beach by the Justice of the Peace. Really simple wedding. And I wore a black sundress. Jim wore just a dress shirt and shorts. But he always said when he got married he wanted to wear a tuxedo t-shirt. So the week before the wedding I actually had one silk screened for him. So after the pictures were all done or whatever, I gave him this t-shirt to change into. So he got to wear his tuxedo t-shirt when we got married. So this is super simple. I just punched out a bunch of this is the this is the Sweet Day by Echo Park line. So that's the background paper. I punched out a bunch of circles, added him to it. This is just some cardstock. And these were stickers from the line. It says smile, you're one of a kind, love, fun and happy times. And the flowers and the buttons were all on the sticker collection, and I just popped those up, made it a garland, popped these all up on dimensionals, and then I cut out a sharp dressed man on my Kim's Cricut again, and I just adhered it down on the pattern paper. So I kept this one really simple. It's just so funny. I love the picture. And this is the final one I have for today. So, I can't even tell if you can see all of this. Let's see. There. So this is a layout from our wedding. It's hard to believe that next month we'll be married 3 years. It feels just like yesterday. So I broke out on the weekend. I got the Circle Edge Punch Starter set from Martha Stewart. And I love punches, so I had to have it. But it punches 6 up until 12-inch doilies, like circles. That doesn't work for cards unless you do really big cards. So I had to figure out how I could incorporate it to a layout, which I did. So this is an 8-inch that I used on it, and up in the corner is a 6-inch. So I just cut them out with the pattern paper. This line is the Swagger line from Fancy Pants. So I cut those out and I inked them, and then I used I have the Embosser, and it came with this really big embossing folder, like it's like 8 by 11, like 8.5 by 11. So I embossed some of the coordinating cardstock, and then it's the coordination stuff, so I tore it, like sanded it a bit and inked it. And then I used my Martha Stewart ribbon punch, and then I just ran some of this pattern paper through it. And when I cut this doily, I did it on the corner, and I didn't want to waste it, so I actually put a piece there and put the last piece there. And I made these flowers with my EK Success punches. And I just inked them, and I added some little diamond blings to them, and just layered some pattern paper down, and I did a little journaling spot, and I actually, so you can tuck it in behind, or you can leave it out. So I made a pocket out of our picture. And then I took my Art Philosophy cartridge. I'm going to have to wrap this up because I'm starting to melt here. I took my Art Philosophy cartridge and I titled it On This Day, and I had some of the scraps left, so I made a little banner, and I actually sewed them down, hand sewed. I'll never do it again. I need to get figure out how to use my sewing machine. So I hand sewed some banners down. See? And this is a close-up of, sorry about the glare. So those are my layouts, and I hope everybody is having a great week. We'll talk to you soon.